Texas Ranger Corporal Phillip Cuney Baird sets out to track down the men behind a string of fence cutting across the frontier. The night before, he positioned Privates W.A. Mitchell, W.W. Baker, and Oscar D. Baker for surveillance at a ranch where fencing had been destroyed. Brothers William Joseph, Joe Greer, and G.B. Green, sheep ranchers out in Edwards County, were the owners of the barbed wire fence that had been cut. The Greer brothers had fenced off Green Lake, their water source, during a severe drought in Texas. This action infuriated local cattlemen, who responded with extreme hostility. The Greer brothers had requested Texas Ranger assistance to protect their fencing. This issue had become widespread. During the previous year alone, fence-cutting incidents occurred in over half of Texas's 171 established counties. Under cover of darkness, Corporal Baird and 3 rangers, including 2 men unrelated by family, but united as lawmen, concealed themselves near Green Lake, hoping to catch the fence cutters red-handed after the wire had been repaired and secured. On this particular day, the Rangers didn't have to wait long to witness criminal activity. Around 4:30 p.m., they observed 4 men cutting through the wire. However, any careful arrest plans the Rangers might have made quickly fell apart with dramatic consequences. Mark Hemphill, Henry Burton, John Brunson, and John Bailey, a convicted killer and prison escapee using the false name John Mason, showed no intention of surrendering peacefully when confronted by the Rangers. Profanity filled the air, and Winchester rifles cracked as the fence cutters dove for cover behind bushes and a low stone wall. Ranger W.W. Baker took a bullet to his left side, dropping him from the battle. From a hill overlooking the scene, Green observed the firefight, counting approximately 150 rounds fired between both sides. Amazed by the Rangers' combat skills and Baird's calm leadership, he noticed that throughout the gun battle, the corporal continuously offered encouraging words to boost the morale of his men. Green observed Oscar's critical mistake as he struggled to load a Colt .45 cartridge into his .44-40 Winchester rifle's loading port, a potentially fatal error. After Oscar's blunder, Green witnessed a moment of courage under fire. Mason emerged from his hiding spot behind the brush and aimed his weapon at Mitchell, he would later testify. Baker's rifle fired, and Mason stumbled backward with a bullet wound to his chest. Lightning fast, Mitchell sent another round into his torso. As Mason retreated behind the brush, he exposed himself to Baird's line of fire, and immediately smoke erupted from the corporal's gun as Mason collapsed with a fatal head wound. The remaining 3 fence cutters fled on horseback, but only temporarily. The winded Rangers couldn't reach their own horses, which had been concealed more than a mile away to prevent any neighing from compromising their surveillance operation. Using quick thinking, Baird improvised a makeshift medical device by rigging a bucket above WW's bleeding wound, creating a steady drip through a small nail hole that allowed a thin stream of water to flow onto the injury to reduce swelling. Baird sent a telegram to Captain Lamb Seeker at Company D headquarters. Send reinforcements to Green Lake, Edwards County engage fence cutters in gunfight. Baker injured, need wagon for transport. My wagon at Wright's location, please retrieve it. 1 fence cutter dead. After John Mason's corpse remained undisturbed for 22 hours under the brutal July heat, with the closest magistrate located 45 miles away and unreachable, Corporal Baird decided to proceed with burial without waiting for an official coroner's examination. 2 physicians made the journey from Junction City to treat the injured Private W.W. Baker, billing $10 for medical care and $1 for each mile of travel. When authorities finally captured the 3 remaining fence cutters, they insisted they had been ambushed by unidentified attackers, arguing that the Rangers weren't in official uniforms during the confrontation. The son of one suspect filed criminal charges against the lawmen, forcing the Rangers to secure bail bonds. However, the Rangers were eventually exonerated of all accusations.